Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our Creative Photography Practicum. Today we will explore the design thinking behind creative photography. In essence, it is the story of how a photographer learns and evolves. I hope you will study the masters, shoot more, and think harder, so that your own wings grow ever stronger. To illustrate, we interviewed Ms. Mela, visual director of Xiamen GFG, who will share her creative mindset and learning path. Through her case study, you will learn how to design portrait concepts creatively. By deconstructing her real-world project, you can extrapolate new ideas and elevate your own design capabilities. Stay focused, solidify both your technical skill set and your learning habits, and you will emerge transformed like the mythical Phoenix reborn. Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to our Creative Photography Practicum. Today we are on location at Xiamen GFG Vision. We're very honored to meet the studio SR director, Ms. Mela.
Hello, teacher Huang. Hello, everyone. I'm Meile, a photographer who simply calls herself human.
Welcome, Mela. I am one of your Douyin followers. Your work always feels edgy, fashionable, and beautiful. Your portfolio is so diverse, every new series seems completely different. On behalf of the students, how do you position or define a portrait project before you begin? And where does the inspiration for each new concept come from?
In the earliest stage of my portrait career, I focused almost exclusively on beauty, whether the final image was beautiful.
So you were aiming for a purely aesthetic, almost ethereal look.
Not purely ethereal, no. I obsess over facial symmetry, body proportions, whether fingers look slender, whether the neck was long enough. It was a very anatomical, stereotypical view of feminine beauty. I was fixated on these metrics.
That fixation is, I believe, a phase almost every photographer passes through. In the beginning, most of us chase that polished perfection.
Recently, however, I've gravitated toward authenticity, raw, imperfect, natural moments. Yet I still think that early pursuit of beauty was indispensable. Without first mastering conventional beauty, any attempt at raw authenticity would simply look sloppy. It would lack the subtle tension that makes imperfection compelling.
It echoes the old saying, there is method, yet there is no fixed method. At first you need rules, laws of composition, light, form. Later, growth means knowing exactly which rules to break. So how did you pivot from anatomical beauty to conceptual creativity?
For me, creative growth began with studying the master still does. I constantly revisit outstanding photographers and artists, absorbing not just technique but feeling. I interpret their work through my own sensibilities. I'm deeply drawn to the art of words. Powerful copy can strike me like a physical blow. Music, too, I love immersive soundscapes. Take the Last of the Mohicans soundtrack, or certain rap tracks, or white Chinese songs. They all resonate with me. I find a very private, almost secret self in music and literature. That inner state becomes fertile ground for creative ideas. It guides me toward visual concepts I might never have reached by looking at pictures alone.
As you just heard, Mela doesn't rely solely on images. She mines text and music for sparks that ignite photographic ideas. This is a critical departure from passive image surfing. To elevate your own content, broaden your inputs: literature, sound, philosophy, anything that rattles your mind. Every shoot is a deliberate brainstorm. Photography is hard. Creativity is harder. Which of your creative projects left the deepest imprint on you? Could you walk us through the concept and what you learned?
The one that instantly comes to mind is an all-nighter in Chengdu. As Studio has a branch there, I was on a 3-day business trip. The brief: produce a mermaid-themed series, no prep time. Day 1, I showed client work. Inspiration hadn't struck. No model, no wardrobe, no props, nothing. Pressure mounted. If I couldn't crack it tonight, the shoot would fail. I dove back into reference images, hunting for a spark. One photograph's color palette seized me. Suddenly, I pictured the palette on a mermaid. A futuristic, chilly, almost glacial vibe. All I had was a color concept. I rallied colleagues. We raided the studio and built props all night, using only what was on hand. One full day of client work, then an all-night build. At midnight we booked a model, who was available at dawn. We shot straight through the next day. The intensity etched that project into memory. The final images remain among my favorites. Within that compressed time frame, we hand-painted pigments, debated whether to silver-leaf giant paper flowers. Every detail interrogated, we sculpted stems from thick iron wire. It felt like pushing photography into uncharted territory. That sleepless night became a milestone.
From midnight panic to dawn execution, it epitomized the discipline and obsession this craft demands. Passion plus perseverance, without them, creativity stalls. Mela, can paying clients ever become vehicles for personal creativity?
Honestly, for most clients, it's difficult, at least right now. But my goal is to turn most into all. Creativity flourishes when a client has high psychological openness, a generous tolerance for artistic risk. They don't need to be artists themselves. They just need to trust the team completely. Under the condition, regardless of appearance or background, I can craft something uniquely theirs. Reading personality is my superpower. I long for more women to embrace their authentic selves. Authenticity sparks richer interaction, yielding images no one else could replicate.
When you research deeply and shoot mindfully, every client becomes a canvas for bespoke creation.
Everyone is unique.
Sincere effort guarantees a singular outcome. Across every sector, innovation is the national mandate. Photography is no exception. So what do you study to keep your portrait work innovative?
Books, I read voraciously. Art, design, philosophy, sociology, self-growth. Sun Tzu and the Tao Te Ching sit side by side, a deliberate eclecticism. These disparate fields coalesce into a multidimensional self. That richer self with fresher photographs. Learning is panoramic, not photographic tunnel vision.
Whichever your passion, cast a wide intellectual net. Cross-pollination is key. You need not master every field, just let them fertilize your visual thinking. Diverse knowledge becomes silent backup. At unexpected moments, it detonates as inspiration.
Technical mastery can breed ego. Philosophy especially dismantles ego. It lets a parallel world version of you critique the present you. That mental shift breeds objectivity behind the lens.
Learning never ends. Growth is fueled by love and relentless effort. As a veteran female photographer leading an all-female team, you have faced unique obstacles. How do you navigate setbacks and reinvention?
Our culture is humility. You can have personality, but never arrogance. Self-importance is ignorance in disguise. We stay perpetually ready to pivot. Once you accept that change is inevitable, it ceases to be a crisis.
Stay teachable. Growth follows naturally.
We study until our last breath.
Seeing Mela's body of work has been profoundly enriching. Thank you for sharing your journey with us.